Welcome to another day of practice trading with me. Today I've had a pretty good day, and actually like this whole week I think has been pretty good for me. So I wanted to show you my trade that I made today, and maybe I'll also show a few of the ones from earlier in the week. Okay, so today I was watching and I saw overnight we had just been going up on an upward trend that I had marked the trend line here. And right here, we broke that trend line, and then we entered into this like area of consolidation. So I marked the top and the bottom of it. And I've been doing a lot of tradings with breakouts, and I think that's because I completely finished up this book, the Trading Ranges book from Al Brooks, and I found it extremely helpful. And I think doing like trading breakouts seems, I don't know, it just seems like a really sweet spot for me. So that's what I've been doing lately, and that's what happened today. So we had this small little consolidation or trading range, and when you have the first breakout, I always question if it's going to just turn around and come back into the trading range. So I don't feel great about making a trade on the initial breakout, but I do like waiting for the retest or the pullback. So down here, it seemed like we were coming back up to retest. And then once we came up and formed this new high, and then we had a big red bar after it, that's when I decided to enter after that large red bar that went down. And I was expecting it to be a measured move down, because typically, like, however far it goes, like, let's see. So if I measured from the place where we broke out to the lowest point, that would have been, we went negative 68.5. So I would expect us to go another negative 68.5, but I don't think we did this time. We went, if I measure from the top of this bar to the bottom of that, we went 61.25. So, I mean, it was close, but not quite a measured move. But I entered right here. I put my stop loss a bit above the high, or this high right here. And I knew that if we started forming new highs on top of this high, then it obviously wasn't going to be a breakout that succeeded. It was going to come back up in here. So that's where I wanted my risk to be. And then for my reward, and this one actually had a pretty low risk to reward ratio, just, I don't know, because I'm just kind of testing it. And I'm glad I did, because if I had made it larger, I might would have made it all the way to that full like measured move point, and we didn't quite hit it. So this trade ended up being 29.25 points. It could have been more. Let's see if I had entered here, and if I let it go all the way, it could have been like in the 40s, like down to maybe 45 points. But again, I don't worry about what could have been. I am just happy that I made 29 points. Okay, and then just to show you, yesterday I also had two trades that were sort of similar. Well, no, this one wasn't similar. This one actually, when I was in the middle of this trade, I thought this trade was going to go against me, and I thought, okay, whatever, just chalk this one up as a loss, and I had kind of written it off. I entered it because this is kind of like a breakout. So you see how we had been having this high right here where we hadn't gone above this high. We tried to go above it here, but then here is where we actually broke out of, I mean, I guess you could call this a trading range or a wedge, whatever you want to call it. We broke out of whatever that was right here, and we went up a pretty good amount. And I was wondering if we were going to do a retest and then do another measured move up. And sometimes if you have a retest and there's some consolidation, then that kind of means that the consolidation is gearing up to move a whole bunch. So I thought that was a possibility. And here was some consolidation right here. So when we broke through this consolidation, I think I had missed this first one. And so I waited for us to come back down right here. And I was like, okay, so here's another like breakout, retest, and I'm going to enter. So I entered after that retest of this smaller breakout. And then you can see for a while there, we definitely weren't it was not a very clean kind of breakout where you have a clean measured move. We definitely had some up and down trading range that happened. And when we were about here, I was thinking, oh no, this isn't going to work. When we were here, I was definitely thinking this is not going to work. But I just kind of let it go and didn't even pay attention to it. But after the trading session ended, then we restarted, and we restarted way up here. So that would have been where I would have taken profit on that one. And then earlier in the day, I had another kind of, is it a similar one? This one wasn't like a trading range breakout, but it was one of those where we were sort of seeming like we were in an always in kind of position. And whenever I saw us pull back a little bit and then we started to come upward, that's whenever I entered. And of course, this one we went against me for a while and I wasn't sure, but we ended up going way up here. So I could have actually had a much larger take profit on this one, but this one ended up being just 29.25 points. So that's kind of what I've been trading. Just a lot of looking for breakouts and then waiting for a retest, waiting for a new high or a new low after the retest, and then entering at that point. And I've been finding that is working lately. Let me know how you've been doing in the comments, and I'll see you next time.